This Pitch Breakfast video is brought to you by Spangler and Agins, attorneys for Charlotte's startup community.
Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Good. Anyone a fan of taxes? Raise your hands. Oh wow, wow, that's slow. So my background, I'm a CPA with a master's in tax. Also run a small accounting firm called Big Apple Tax Return in New York. And every year I get tax questions from friends, family, aunts, uncles. In fact, yesterday I got a text message from a friend asking about cryptocurrency tax gains. And my thought process is, hey, why not build a digital tax assistant that can answer basic tax questions? A lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know the IRS has roughly about 500 million visitors, and to be exact, that number is 522 million visitors. And so in terms of building our digital tax assistant, what we have right now is a component of machine learning in our tax platform. So we launched early last year, and we've received roughly about 2,000 queries from different taxpayers. And we're focusing on more on the federal level because that's more of our addressable market. So in terms of that number, it's roughly about 147 million tax filers in that marketplace, and our goal is to really simplify that process. So in terms of simplifying that process, our goal is to really answer basic tax questions. Roughly about last week, the IRS released a study called the IRS Advocate, and it mentioned roughly about 40% of IRS basic tax questions don't get answered. So that means 60% of roughly 147 million taxpayers are left with basic unanswered tax questions. So that's roughly about 88 million. And so to most people, you might say, hey, why not use Google search? Well, Google search is crowdsourced. It's not based on any accuracy. And if you have enough deep pockets, you might say, hey, I might use a CPA, but my background, I'm also a CPA. My billing rate is roughly $350 an hour. So and our process is to really create this platform and
finish up.
Yeah. So right now we're actually in a beta stage. We have a demo coming up with a large public traded company, and our ask is to raise roughly about $250,000.
I had a couple of questions.
Right.
522 million visitors per week, per month, per year?
Oh, per year.
Per year. I'd probably add the per year.
Yeah, per year.
You talked about how Google can answer questions,
right,
but it's not as much as a professional. What kind of liability do you have for answering a question wrong, for example?
Yeah, so in our platform, we have cased answers. So if you ask off questions, it gives you a canned response. Say, hey, we don't have this answer in our platform. We're going to get back to you. So that's we have a probability score in our platform. So our goal is to have 90% accuracy in our platform.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're developing a database of questions.
Yeah. So right now we have roughly about 3,000 questions, and also I forgot to mention we're launching Alexa for tax. So you can say, Alexa, AskMyUncleSam, can I deduct my student loans? And it gives you the response.
Got it.
Yeah.
So somebody behind the scenes is going to have to answer all these questions and keep up with the tax code.
Yeah. So the last time the tax code changed was 31 years ago, and that's not going to happen anytime soon because the tax code, the last provision ends in 2025, and the way we upload our question is not. There's hardly any human interaction. We're actually doing NLP and real natural language processing in our platform.
Got it. If you're doing that, I'd probably add that because the machine learning
Yeah,
aspect of that
right,
could be.
Yeah, it's not a simple question answer. It's actual machine learning, which is a subset of AI.
Yeah, fantastic. How are you going to monetize?
Yeah, so we plan to license our API to large financial partners. As you know, everyone's lives has financial transactions. So we have a couple partners interested in using our platform as lead generation, and also being a CPA. A lot of CPAs are very shy. So in terms of getting clients, we plan on licensing our APIs to CPA firms, and because our platform has a login function where you could log in through your Facebook and your Gmail, so pretty much you're generating leads on that platform.
Got it. So you could white label it.
Yeah, that's the goal. Yeah,
leads and
yeah,
monetize it that way.
yeah. So in terms of doing a demo with one of the large online tax players in this country, that's what they're more interested in. And also interested in the Alexa function, which I think voice is going to be one of the largest game changers going forward.
I think those things are pretty interesting. And
Yeah.
I think maybe you ought to roll some of those teasers into your pitch a little bit because that's
Yeah.
a lot more engaging.
Because I really thought I was going slower. I was like, oh wow.
Cool.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting idea. I think you got off to a good start, and then you went a little sideways
Right.
for a while. And I think you could, just from a pitch perspective again, you could have worked on the structure a little more to get into the meat of things, right? You never were able to get to what is the business model?
Right.
Do you charge? Is this a channel thing? How much are you raising? So as you, right, because you ran out of time, you never got a chance to cover that stuff. I think it was good that your background, certainly for something like this, your background's very important. So it was great that you covered that right up front because it gives you the credibility as to why should I listen to this guy even talking about it.
Right.
You probably could have more succinctly covered the fact that there's a ton of questions that the IRS gets every year, and a huge percentage of them don't get answered.
Yeah.
And it's not easy for people to find answers to these questions. So do you have any idea of how much someone will pay for this to put it on their website? Or
Yeah, so in terms of business model, there's roughly 300,000 CPAs in the market. There's a huge directory, and my goal is to target roughly 5%. We're going to charge an installation fee of like $199, and pretty much a SaaS model of just charge like $30 a month.
is that what you plan to do, or have you tested that with anyone? Have you had conversations?
I had conversations with that, but my thought process is to go to market quicker with a large player, because for me it doesn't make sense to go house by house where you can just tag on and reach millions as soon as possible.
So what's a large player? I mean,
Like a H&R Block or a tax layer.
They pay more than $30 a month.
Yeah, it's yeah, definitely, yeah.
so I'm curious, back to Keith's question about how do the answers get composed initially and the questions get composed. I'm guessing that is
So
a human process today.
yes, so in terms of AI, there's supervised learning and unsupervised. So our platform is built on IRS general FAQs. A lot of people don't know, if you go to IRS website, there's IRS publications. No one's going to read through IRS publications. It's just too boring unless you have masters in tax. And also, we scrape various questions. And from my experience running my own CPA firm, there's questions I get from people like, hey, I kind of deduct my student loans. Hey, I'm moving to a new house. It's just stuff whether it's a Schedule A, Schedule D, Schedule F. So it's just basic stuff because I've been a CPA for roughly 10 years. And most likely, if you're receiving like K-1s or doing any high-level tax, you're not going to use a tax assistant. You're probably going to talk to a tax attorney.
I get that. So are you just scraping, or what's the machine learning element? That's not clear to me.
Yeah, so in terms of machine learning, it's more of a neural network and gets smarter over time, and it's a personalized solution.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you creating your own machine learning program, or what platform are you using?
We're using the TensorFlow. Yeah.
All right, let's go to the audience. Who's got questions for AskMyUncleSam? Got a couple. Let's start over here.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like a lot of your questions would come from changing legislation. What is your lead time as far as the time it would take you or your partners to review new legislation and then answer these questions?
Most likely, probably a day or so, but we're not looking to solve everyone's tax questions. We're focused on more millennials, people that make between 55 and 250, because at a certain level, it gets very complex, and so we're really just looking to be that bridge gap in that marketplace.
I didn't quite clearly get your demographic.
Right.
What I'd like to understand a bit more about, instead of the what's your demographic? Could you give me 5, 10 seconds about who that person might be who's got the problem most needs to solve?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So in terms of that, my thought process, let's say you just graduated college, you're roughly 22-year-old, you just got your first job, you think about, hey, how do I fill out a W-4? Most people don't know how to fill out a W-4. Year end, you get a W-2. You know, how do I fill out, you know, what's a W-2? What's a 1040? You think about, hey, I'm getting married. You know, what's a home loan? Is this tax deductible? So it's more from that market between 22 and 35. Because at a certain level, I think hopefully you graduate from that income bracket. So we're really trying to catch that middle gap.
Question way in the back right over there.
So I fit your demographic, I'm a millennial, and to answer your first question, I pay taxes. And I either turn to my dad, a pretty simple scenario, or I use TurboTax. And year after year that goes over. And I have seen that evolve where there are kind of basic questions as I'm going along. So do you view them as a direct competitor? And if so, why should I go to AskMyUncleSam over something like TurboTax?
That's a great question. So TurboTax, H&R Block, they're a tax preparation firm. We're not preparing your taxes. We're not processing any returns, state and local. So TurboTax, it's informational. You take your W-2, you enter that in. You're not getting any tax advice because you don't know what to do you're pretty much entering your tax information. So you would come to AskMyUncleSam in case you're wondering, hey, you know, how do I get a larger refund? Is it better for me to file married filing jointly or married filing single? Or like, hey, can I deduct my student loans? Because if you use any online tax prep from, it's just gonna ask you, hey, enter your student loans here. Like you pretty much you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So we also look at our platform as a personal financial management tool, because most people are knowledgeable about finances, saving, but taxes is what most people don't know, and taxes affect every outcome of your life. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard you say that you're not preparing taxes, but I thought I heard you say earlier that your market was the CPAs and trying to get them to all these other sites
Right.
and charge a monthly fee. So is the model then what's the advantage to the CPA? Are they trying to sell into their own services? What's the sales pitch for the CPA?
That's a great question. In fact, I had a call with a partner at a regional CPA firm, and unless you're a CPA or you run your own CPA practice, you're not going to understand the big pain point where throughout the year you get questions from clients, and to us that's low-hanging fruit, right? So in terms of freeing up time to call the IRS, also it's a lead generation platform. I look at this as having AskMyUncleSam on your website, where you log in with your email or your ID, and you ask the platform different questions. And if the platform doesn't ask any questions, you go talk to a partner or a junior staff. So we look at this as a lead generation platform for accounting firms, and you have to think about if somebody's asking the questions, most likely they have a problem. So it's more of a problem-solving tool for CPA firms and a lead generation platform.
So just to follow, the part where you have to log in and get your questions answered
Yeah.
seems to be a high barrier for you versus going to TurboTax or something like that. How would you?
Yeah, no, so that's a great question. So when I say login, I mean either login through your Facebook or your Gmail. So it's more of a social aspect where everyone has email and most people are on Facebook. And if you don't feel comfortable, you can just enter through a regular personal email that you use. Yeah.
Another hand, yeah.
Yes, I know you have breakdown machine learning. One of the biggest thing with machine learning is that when the model is valid, you use like a lot, like crazy amount of data. Like, what are you and your team doing about like getting that data?
Yes. So we've started a year and a half ago. We've been in Forest, VentureBeat, Accounting Today, Samsung Insights. So in terms of data sets, we have roughly about 3,000 data sets. And the way we run our platform, we have the supervised learn and unsupervised. And one thing about what we're doing, it's a common trend in tax questions. Tax doesn't change. And when I say doesn't change, it's more on the federal level, where it hasn't changed in 31 years. And most people, you're not going to notice till when you file your tax return going forward. And so in terms of data sets, we don't need that much data sets to really build now. It's just making our platform more conversational. And right now, what we have is a beta platform, and roughly about a week and a half, we're going to roll out the more advanced platform where it's more conversational. It has different various accuracy scores and things like that.